suburban, actually. And Parker was just 3 years old when I moved over to Unity of Phoenix. His mom was actually assistant youth director. And then as he kind of grew up as a church kid, you know, there is a tendency among church staff, if there's a church kid, we actually try and keep them away from the work of the ministry because they're around it all the time. And there are many ministry kids who don't even take part in programs because it's their actually one chance to be independent of what their family has done, and they had to be at church, I don't know how many Sundays for how long. And as Parker grew up, and seeing here was this, you know, from kids camp to into unit teams and such, here was this bright shining light, and just eager for life. And knowing that he had a dad who was a sponsor, a mom who worked on staff, and while he was around and comfortable with everything, it was like, you know, this doesn't need to be his because, you know, his family's brought him into it for so much. But he's somebody actually who's embraced it. And ironically, actually even more so, probably than his family in recent years. And saying, I want to step in to do it. He has worked on church staff at Unity of Phoenix in a couple different areas. There are not many high school students who'd be wanting to have to be at church at 6 or 7 o'clock every Sunday morning, and realizing what that does for your weekends and such like that, and moving on. And when he stepped up to be an officer, he'd really kind of grown into himself. That it was one of my strongest memories is actually that Parker was at the end of 8th grade and moving into YOU. And, you know, it was a solid presence. Everybody kind of knew his personality and sparkle throughout unit team events. And then moved up into YOU. And at the start of it, he actually came and said, I hear all this stuff that these people that I've grown up with and look up to have been doing at YOU. And, you know, my answer's like, well, that's great. Get into YOU, enjoy that. When you get to Summer Connection and you get to other stuff, then you'll have a chance. Just enjoy your transition in. And his answer was no. Why can't I learn it now? And I think my answer was kind of like the scene from The Empire Strikes Back. It's like, it was kind of because his attitude was kind of you know, I'm not scared, and I'm like, oh, you will be. And it really put sense said, no, I really don't think you should do this. You need to wait, just kind of, you know, play, enjoy your time, transition in. And it was like, no, I'm ready. And it was like, okay, we'll throw you in the deep end, and if you don't drown, we'll see how you do this really well. You figure it's just a phase, and he's just trying to play with the big kids. And ironically, what I've seen is that over the years, as Parker set his eyes kind of at what some of the YOUers he looked up to, and that was actually not the goal, that was the starting line of where he wanted to be. And then his work and what he would do with YOU is he would take it to a level that they couldn't. Because he had done his work coming in and continued to move and to embrace it. And would be somebody that when he went to International YOU, you know, they would know who he was. And he single-handedly would make an impact. I had the international coordinator calling me, wanting to check in, and wanting to know what Parker thought. It was so profound, the feedback and such, that he had. So he has put an incredible amount of time, not just because, you know, it's nice to have an officer who can babysit my kid. And take care of the house if needed. He had, on lists of things to do, he has done buttons for every event from about 6th grade on. So we figured it was in the 1,500 to 2,000 of these like button name badges that he's done. From being willing to do that to basically handling the dance music for events for the past several years to whatever he's called to do. He is a truly powerful spiritual guru in training. And so it's my pleasure to welcome the incomparable Parker Raymond Groves. Wow, that was really good. Hi, I'm Parker Raymond Groves. Dang, that really caught me by surprise there. Dang. This year, well, not just this year, kind of this whole unity path in leadership I've taken starting back in 6th grade, always wanting to volunteer. I'd always be that kid in class. Choose me right here, I know the answer. And then I give my answer, and they'd be like, oh, well,
did you look at it from this perspective? I'm like, oh, no, let's do that, maybe. And so it was kind of getting these whole different point of views throughout my leadership and input and the feedback that we all give each other, and kind of actually taking that to heart and listening to it, observing it, feeling it, and then moving on with that and kind of shaping it who I am as a person, showing up with a group. And then I just love being able to share my leadership with you guys through the ups of where I'm at now, and then kind of, I don't know if they're downs, but the spot where I was very egotistical, where, oh, I know everything, oh God, I was freaking bad. Well, yeah, you know what I'm talking about back there, Allie. Yeah. So it's been a journey for sure, and it's been fun to explore with my leadership and see where I take that forward as a group, and then sharing that with you guys has been such a joy and fun. It's been fun. So, gosh, what else do I want to talk about? I know I haven't seen the speech, but geez. I'm just going to take this moment in, so. Thank you.